Everybody, welcome back to another episode of KB Cakes. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to make a watermelon themed cake. What I have here is just a Duncan Hines Strawberry Supreme Cake Mix. I'm going to pour into my mixer. You guys can use the white cake mix if you guys want and just add red food coloring to it. Or you guys can also add the watermelon flavored Jello powder packet if you guys want it to taste like watermelon, and you guys can also just add the watermelon flavoring extract from Michael's or Joann's. So I'm just going to mix this depending how it says on the back. It calls for 1 cup of water, 1/3 cup of oil, and 3 whole eggs. I'm just going to mix it enough to where it's going to be kind of like watery, so I can add in the food coloring to make it more of a red color. So what I have here is Marycolor Super Red food coloring. This works the best with cakes and fondant, and you guys can use any food coloring you guys want. I'm going to add like 3 to 5 drops depending on how dark I want the color to be. So I'm going to let this completely mix, and I'm going to be back to show you guys the next step. Now that my batter is completely mixed, what I have here is chocolate chips. And what I'm going to do with the chocolate chips is I'm going to spray them with a little non-cook cooking spray. Lightly tint them with it. Now I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of flour. And this stops the chocolate chips from sinking all the way to the bottom of the cake batter, because you want it to have the seed effect all over the cake, not only at the bottom. Now I'm going to strain the flour out. I'm going to add it to the cake mix. And what I have here is just a cup of chocolate chips. Now what I'm going to do is just going to give this a quick mix with my hand, my spatula. And what I'm going to put it in is a greased Pyrex bowl. You guys can use any bowl as the shape of the watermelon. I'm going to make this a half watermelon design cake. So I just greased my Pyrex bowl. It's oven safe. And I'm just going to invert this all into it. And I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees. Now that I have my batter in the greased Pyrex bowl, I'm going to preheat my oven. Make sure it's preheated to 350 degrees. And I'm going to bake this for 30 to 35 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Once it's baked, I'll be back to show you guys what to do next. So I let my cake chill in the freezer for like 10 to 15 minutes just so the frosting can set. And with the fondant, what I did was I got my fondant. You guys can find the recipe on my page. I have a video for it. And all I did was dye it with a little bit of this Kelly Green icing coloring. And I never kneaded it all the way through. I left the marble effect with it. I don't know if you guys can see it because watermelon, to give it more of a watermelon look. And then for the stem on top, I just did the same thing, the marble effect, that was brown. So I'm going to go roll out my fondant, and I'll be back to show you guys how to cover the cake. So I have my fondant rolled out, and I'm just going to cover my cake. Start by smoothing off the top and letting it go down the sides. just going to get my cutting tool and just cut off the excess. So once I have this all cut, I'll be back to show you guys how to paint on it to give it the real watermelon effect. What I did was put a little bit of water in a small bowl, and I have my green food coloring. And what I have with the green food coloring is this brush. You guys need it to be like this shape, kind of like a square. And I'm just going to dip my brush inside the food coloring, and I'm going to dip my food coloring inside of a little bit of water, so that will help me be able to paint it better. I'm just going to put a dot in the middle and just start by doing zigzags all the way down. It will start to form the look of a watermelon once you guys do this all around. And once you guys do this all around the cake, all you have to do to fill in the gaps is just do one zigzag line in the middle and then do some like small dots around the side. So I'm going to do this all around the cake, and I'll be back to show you guys how to finish it off. Okay, so now that I have it all painted, I just rolled out with the same fondant, just a thin log, and I'm just going to cover the edge of it with it on the bottom. And when you guys cover this, make sure you guys make the ending creases, the creases where you meet the joints together, either at the side of the cake or in the back. This watermelon cake, a more realistic watermelon look, I'm just going to take a small piece of brown fondant, I'm going to roll it into a ball, and this is going to be the stem on top. I'm just going to twirl it until I form a little point, and I'm going to flatten down the edges on the side. I'm just going to give this kind of a viney look and give it a twirl. Flatten it out on the sides, and just stick it right on top. You guys can make it bumpy because it's not perfect, and it'll just stick to the food coloring if it's still wet. I like to serve this cake is I like to just cut a piece out to make it give it look like the watermelon on the inside. I just twirl it sideways like this. I just keep it open. So that's all you guys have to do. It's that easy to make a watermelon cake. Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.